Hi, I'm Ruben the Ruby, and I'm here to teach you about the greatest programming language of all time, Ruby. Ruby was born in Japan, birthplace of sushi, karaoke, and me. This is Ruby's father. His name is Yukiro Matsumoto. He created Ruby to make building web applications easier and make programming feel more fun and natural. Ruby is a high-level, open-source, object-oriented language. So it's super fun and easy to use. Here's how.
Okay, so to begin, we're going to start by downloading Ruby. So you're going to click the link that is specific for your type of computer. Here we're downloading on a Windows. Hit download. Here you see a list of the developer kits depending on what you're trying to do, but we're just going to use the bolded one, which is the recommended one. So then after it finishes installing, we're going to open it up and hit accept and next, and here it will begin to install. After it is finished installing, we can now let it boot up, hit enter to let it install the different components, and then Ruby will go through itself and download everything it needs. And this might take a while, so don't worry. Okay, so next we're going to go over interactive Ruby shell. You do so by opening up your command prompt and typing in IRB. In this mode, it just executes line by line, so you can practice typing in your math commands or any sort of print statement, and it will return the value immediately. So here you can see we are just doing some simple commands. However, if you need to write code and you don't want it to execute immediately, you need to install an integrated development environment, otherwise known as an IDE. So here you can see we are downloading Atom, again for a Windows computer, but there are other popular ones such as the VS Code editor, RubyMine IDE, and VIM editor. So for the first thing we're going to do after it installs is install a package called Atom Runner. And so we're just going to install it, and this helps us run our scripts for Ruby inside of Atom. It makes it a lot easier. So next, we're going to open up a new file and get started with writing code. So you want to make sure that you have your command prompt open in the CMD mode. This is just a command mode, so it knows we're about to run a file. So here we can see the difference between puts and print statements. They both display outputs, but print statements will display the code all on one line, while puts will add a new line with each line of code. So here you can see you have to save your file, and then once you've saved it, you can drag and drop it into the command prompt, hit enter, and you can see the difference between puts and print statements, how they're on different lines versus on the same lines. Okay, so now we're going to begin writing a while loop. So we're just going to type out n equals 0, and while n is less than 10, we're going to print the value stored in n. We need to make sure we put in a sentinel and add 1 to n every time, so that way there's not an infinite loop. And then type in end, hit save, and open up the command prompt again. Drag and drop our file into the command prompt, hit enter, and you can see it will go through and print each value stored for n. Lastly, there is a function unique to Ruby called the times function, and this will print whatever we put inside the brackets as many times as we put in. So here we have it printing 10 times, and it works like a loop, but it just is a more simple way to write it out in one line of code versus writing it in a loop. Thank you so much for watching. Please check our description box for all our resources we referenced.